Should an emergency occur, instructions will be provided through public address system. Public safety personnel dispersed through the stadium may also provide instructions to fans. It is important for people to remain calm and follow through the instructions. If there is a total loss of power, please stay seated and school district staff will provide further directions. Under special circumstances for safety purposes, fans may be required to evacuate the stadium. Should this occur, please follow the directions provided through the public address system and leave in a calm, orderly fashion through the nearest gate. Should a weather event develop, information and warnings will be provided through the stadium public address system. After an event would cause you to leave the stadium, you would be readmitted to the stadium once it's safe. To report a public safety issue, please inform a CISD police officer or school official. Lastly, please remember, if you see something, say something.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to tonight's game. This game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the UIL. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, all of the players and students have proven their willingness to work and sacrifice in order to achieve excellence. We also ask that as a spectator, you consider the time and effort each of these teams, coaches, trainers, cheerleaders, dancers, and musicians have put forth. Cheer them on, applaud them, but do not, through any of your actions, cause them to doubt the value of their hard work. By your conduct, allow these young people to feel pride in their communities and schools. While your sportsmanlike actions may play only a small part in the outcome of this game, it will play a greater role in continuing to encourage competitive athletics. The game officials have been mutually agreed upon by school officials from both schools. Their role is not unlike any of those players, coaches, teachers, and school administrators. Without them, this game would not be possible. Their knowledge and application of the rules are a result of annual testing, years of study, and continual participation in clinics that further refine their understanding of the game. We ask you, as students, parents, and citizens, to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of responsibility. Enjoy the game. Looking to make a difference in the lives of Conroe ISD students? Each day, CISD transports approximately 35,000 students from home to school and back again. CISD also transports thousands of more students to field trips, athletic events, and academic competitions. Become a bus driver today and make a positive impact in your community by being the first and last face a child sees each day. Apply today at conroeisd.net.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Buddy Moorhead Stadium in beautiful Conroe, Texas. Tonight's football game is between the Magnolia West Mustangs and your Caney Panthers. Tonight we would like to recognize the Magnolia West High School 2021-2022 varsity cheerleaders. The cheerleaders are senior Roxana Augustin, senior Alexia Albritton, senior Shauna Cowell, senior Chloe Evans, senior Morgan Hyde, senior and All-American Caitlin Kramer, senior Emily McDaniel, senior Bree Tunnell, senior Sydney Wade, senior Lillian Wegner, junior Addison Brady, junior Olivia Churchill, junior Tennessee Day, Junior Emma Fincher. Junior Sydney Herlog. Junior Peyton Hill. Junior Emily Kirkpatrick. Junior Taya Lindsay. Junior Avery Mendoza. Junior Gracie Norris. Junior Brianna Salmaron. Junior Montes Villalobos. Your mascot, Maggie the Mustang. Cheerleader of the week is Lillian Wegner. The varsity cheerleaders are coached by Janelle Collins, assisted by Kirsten Osborne. The cheerleaders are proudly sponsored by Cassandra Jester, Realtor, North Sky, and The Meeting Place. And now, please help us welcome the 2021-2022 Caney Creek High School Co-Ed Varsity Cheer Squad. The squad recently competed at the UCA Camp Championships where they won Game Day Champion, Mascot Game Day Champions, Mascot Leadership Award, Team Leadership Award, First Place Sideline, First Place Cheer, Second Place Rally Routine, Top Banana, Jump Off Champion, Mascot Jump Off Champion, 4 Pennant Forward Awards, 10 All-American Cheerleader Awards, 3 All-American Mascots, and 10 seniors received UCA Future Staff Invites. They are currently ranked 4th in the state for co-ed UIL Spirit. And they are freshman UCA All-American Mascot, Little Petey. Freshman, Brianna Garza. Sophomore, Jalen Bruce. Sophomore, Annalisa Chapa. Sophomore, UCA All-American, Ken Duguay. Junior, UCA All-American, Sebastian Flores. Junior, Brianna Garcia. Junior, UCA All-American, Callie Marquez. Junior, Delaney Saul. Junior, UCA All-American, Karina Sayer. Junior, Natalie Silva. Senior, UCA All-American and UCA Future Staff, JC Burgess. Senior, UCA Future Staff, Yarley Flores. Senior, UCA All-American and UCA Future Staff, Crystal Slater. Senior, UCA Future Staff, Zitlali Turbiarte. Senior, UCA All-American and UCA Future Staff, Petey the Panther. Sophomore co-captain, Haley Davis. Sophomore co-captain, Mackenzie Sparta. Senior captain and UCA All-American, UCA Future Staff, Harris Duguay. They are coached by Jalen Jackson, Christine Zimmer, and Jomar Colley. And at this time, most schools will take part in the Good Sportsmanship Gift Exchange. At midfield, representing Caney Creek High School from the band, Maria Segala and Maria Pacina. Color guard, Matthew Moxon. At this time, please stand with me for a moment of reflection. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, the bands will now perform their school songs, starting with the Magnolia West High School Band, followed by the Mighty Panther Band from Caney High School.
What if everyone could heal like a pro? As the official healthcare provider for the Houston Texans, we use our experience to treat every patient with the same elite level of care. Studying the human body at its peak to better treat it when it's not. That's the difference between practicing medicine and leading it. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Shopping for a new or used vehicle? Or just looking for a place for good, reliable service? Go with the name you know. Gullo Ford, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Toyota. The Gullo family has been serving the Conroe Woodlands area since 1970. So the next time you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or just need service, do yourself a favor and go see Gullo Toyota, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Ford. Or log on anytime at GulloAuto.com. Gullo, let's drive.
It's not enough to be the leader in robotic-assisted procedures if we're not by your side for every step of your recovery, guiding you back to what makes you, you. Because it's not enough to replace your knee if we're not getting you to the moments that can't be replaced. Memorial Hermann, advancing health, personalizing care.
For over 40 years, Wood Forest National Bank has proudly supported the youth and schools of this great community. Our bank has grown through the years, and Montgomery County is our home. With over 30 convenient branch locations right here in Montgomery County, we are your community bank. Next time you're in the area, stop by and say hi. But for now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Hi, it's Donnie Buckaloo from Buckaloo Chevrolet, home of the Better Buy. Buckaloo Chevrolet is here to help you with all your transportation needs. Your experience can be touchless. You can do your paperwork at home instead of coming to our dealership. Plus, we'd be happy to deliver your vehicle to you. And remember, at Buckaloo Chevrolet, our prices are real. We only advertise rebates you qualify for. Visit us in Conroe or shop BuckalooChevrolet.com. See you soon.
It's a better buy at Buckaloo.
Good evening, folks. We are live from Buddy Moorhead Stadium, getting ready for a district game between your Caney Creek Panthers and Magnolia West Mustangs. We are just about 7 minutes from kickoff, waiting for the Panthers to enter from the west side of the stadium. Getting my direction straight, first time here at the stadium for me. Panthers are coming in sporting a 1-2 record on the season, 0-1 in district play, so they're looking for their first district win tonight against a tough Magnolia West team who comes in at 4-0. They are undefeated in district play at 2-0. Caney Creek Panthers led by head coach Kendall Heineman. Captains on the Caney Creek team include John Milo, Caleb Besaw, Rowdy Sebastian, Cooper Mullen, Brandon Lewis, Tristan Brown. The assistant coaches for Caney Creek tonight: Victor Bennett, Sean Halloran, Joe Marcali, James Kamek, Leldon Hamilton, Chase Cummins, Rodney Young, Greg Robinson, Joshua Wheeler, Chris Gagno, Mark Kovac, Chris Mallett, Jim Gregory, and Andrew McGregor, and athletic trainers for Caney Creek: Chad Miller, Idalia Hernandez, and Shade Milliken. Magnolia West led by head coach Ben McGahee. They are off to a really good start to the season. They come in with a ranking of number 51 in the state of Texas. And then in the Houston region, they are ranked number 10. And then when we go to the 5A Division I ranking, Magnolia West is a top 10 team coming in at number 6. So we're looking for a big victory for Caney Creek tonight, and it would be a huge victory and the first district win for the Panthers. It's a gorgeous night here in Conroe. The first Friday night that feels like Friday night football. We're in the 70s. Just about 30 minutes away from the sunset.
And sports fans, please join me in standing until the colors have exited the field. Thank you.
As they're bringing out the colors for the anthem, we will take a moment to observe the national anthem. All right, we got a good crowd here tonight, getting ready for some Friday night football. Caney Creek got off to a good start this season with a opening season win against Pasadena, 25-7. They did drop the next 2 games to Galena Park in their first district game against Waller. Next week, going to be at Magnolia. And I can guarantee you the Panthers aren't looking past this Magnolia West team. The Mustangs come in, like I said, with a 4-0 record, having beaten Brenham and Temple to open the season, and then followed by 2 district wins against Lufkin and Cleveland. They're led by senior quarterback Brock Dalton, who's thrown 6 touchdowns to 2 interceptions this year, 452 yards, and a 59% completion percentage. 2 running backs on the Mustangs combine for over 800 yards rushing. Hunter Bilbo's the senior running back, leading the team with 462 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's averaging 115 yards on the ground per game. And Kai Aroka Disdier is a junior who is averaging 87 yards a game. He has 5 touchdowns on the season and 349 total yards. They're led on defense by Cade Dunlap, a senior linebacker with 47 tackles, and Tyler Harsh, a junior linebacker with 43 tackles. And Roger Clubb, senior defensive lineman, leads the Mustangs with 3 sacks on the season. Both teams at midfield for the coin toss.
Number 16, Rowdy Sebastian, and number 43, Tristan Brown.
Panthers in the red jerseys, black pants, gold helmets tonight. Magnolia West will start with the ball in the first half from the east end zone. That's left to right on the screen.
Captains for the Mustangs this evening, number 1, Ty Copeland, number 9, Jackson Blank, number 20, Hunter Bilbo, and number 89, Hayden Jansky.
We are ready for kickoff here at Moorhead Stadium. Want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors: Wood Forest National Bank, Memorial Hermann, the Woodlands Medical Center, Gullo, Ford, Mazda, and Toyota, Houston Methodist, the Woodlands Hospital, and Buckaloo Chevrolet. We're looking for a good matchup tonight as the Caney Creek Panthers will put up a good fight against this Mustangs crew. It is exciting to be here. Last year I was calling all the games that I got to call were from Wood Forest Bank Stadium down in Shenandoah, so it's nice to be up here in Conroe, a little bit closer to home for me. I just had to drive from Crier Intermediate, where I get to teach 5th grade, and I told my students that they tuned in tonight, they would hear me give them a shout out. So this is a shout out to Mr. Crawl's 5th grade class at Crier and all the great cats from Crier Intermediate who might be listening tonight. I hope you get a good football game to enjoy. I know I'm looking forward to it, and we're ready to kick off here. Caney Creek has it on the tee, and they are ready to kick off and get this game started. It's a short, high kick fielded at the 27. Fair caught at the 27. That's where Magnolia West will start this drive. I believe that was Jose Martinez on the kickoff for Caney Creek. And Magnolia West comes out in a 4 wide receiver set. 3 wide receivers to the right of the line and 1 split out left. It is a play action pass, number 7 with the reception. A screen pass, he gets these blocks and the first down easily up to the 44-yard line. Sam Mattingly, sophomore wide receiver, with the reception. He has 107 yards prior to this game. And they get a fresh set of downs. From the shotgun and the 44-yard line, they put the wide receiver in motion. Shovel pass to number 18. He takes a sweep on the left-hand side, gets it past the first down marker and forced out of bounds just past the 45-yard line. On the Caney Creek side of the field, they'll spot it at about the 44. Four wide receivers for Magnolia West. Shotgun, a quick pass to the right to the number 11, Gus Jordan, sophomore wide receiver. Another first down for the Mustangs. They're going to spot this right on the 30-yard line. Mustangs go no huddle, up to the line quickly. Three wide receiver set. It is a handoff up the middle, brought down at the 35, so a 5-yard gain. That is their senior running back who leads the team in rushing, Hunter Bilbo, with that carry and pickup. Second down and 5. Magnolia West going with the 4 wide receiver set again. 1 running back in the backfield. That is Hunter Bilbo. Looking to his left to a slot receiver. He's covered pretty well and brought down immediately. They're going to give him forward progress on the catch, about a 2-yard gain. But that'll bring up the first third down. So Caney Creek looking for the stop here on third down and about 4 yards to go. Maybe 3. Once again, no huddle. They've got 4 wide receivers, 3 on the right. Ryan Ojeda starting at quarterback for the Magnolia West Mustangs. He is in the shotgun, takes the snap. It's a handoff up the middle. Hunter Bilbo, plenty of yards for the first down, brought down short of the 15. They'll mark it at about the 17-yard line, but a fresh set of downs for the Mustangs.
And number 53 in on the tackle, Joel Perez.
Junior lineman Joel Perez on the tackle for the Panthers. Another handoff up the middle, brought down very quickly, maybe a yard gain on that. Good stop for Caney Creek. Dalen Manning, junior linebacker, with the stop. Magnolia West quick to the line. They're set with 3 wide receivers. It's going to be an option run. Quarterback keeps it, spins away from 2 would-be tacklers. There's a flag on this play before he's brought down just short of the 10-yard line. They're going to say about the 12, but it looks like this might be a hold, from judging from where the flag was thrown. And it is a holding call against Magnolia West, so this will be coming back 10 yards from the spot. That'll put the ball at about the 26-yard line and give them a long second and about 16. Make it 19. 4 wide receiver set. They've got 2 wide receivers on either side. Hunter Bilbo in the backfield with the junior quarterback. Takes the snap. He's looking to his left. Looking deep across the middle. It's broken up by the Panthers. That was a dangerous pass. Nearly intercepted. Good job to break that up, though. A couple of Panthers defenders on that play. Trey Jackson in on that for the Panthers, breaking up that pass. This is an important third down now, as the Mustangs need 19 yards to get this first down. Caney Creek looking to stop them on this first drive of the game. The snap is low. Quarterback gets it. He's pressured. He flips it forward, nearly a fumble. They'll say incomplete pass. Great pressure from the Caney Creek defensive front on that play, and that'll force a fourth down. Now it does look like Magnolia West, without even thinking much about this, is going to go for it. It's a 4th and 19. And no movement from the sidelines. They're letting the clock run down to 0, the play clock that is, before they use their first timeout. Caney Creek defense is hyped. They made a big stop on third down to force this 4th and 19. There's just over 8 minutes left in this first quarter. Very good first defensive series for the Caney Creek Panthers, as Magnolia West came in boasting that 4-0 record. Not entirely sure that this crowd can see the caption that's directing them to play some air guitar for us. But they sure are excited to be on camera. I think the problem is we don't have too many bands that rely on the guitars anymore. So a lot of these young fans don't even know what an air guitar is, perhaps. All right, Magnolia West back out on the field, 4th and 19. Panthers looking for a big stop. Quarterback back, looking deep, going to go for the end zone. Back corner, it's a floater, and it is nearly intercepted by the Panthers in the end zone, but good enough to break it up, and that will be a turnover on down. So a great series from the Caney Creek Panthers, forcing a turnover on downs on Magnolia West's first possession of the night. 8:06 left in this quarter. Caney Creek gets the ball for the first time, and they'll try to do something on this series to take advantage of the turnover. They're going to start with a tight formation, one wide receiver to the left. It is a quick pass out of the backfield, trying to get out of that backfield, and he does turn the corner. He is along the sideline and past the 35-yard line, forced out of bounds at 36. That's enough for a first down, and they'll move the chains. Good move there to evade the first tackle and then keeping his feet in bounds as he took that on the sidelines. 1st and 10. They've got two wide receivers lining up stacked on the right side of the line, man in motion. And this is going to be a quarterback keep as he gets some blocks in front of him, and he's finding some holes up the middle before he is stopped at about the 42-yard line. And that is senior quarterback Rowdy Sebastian with the carry.
He's brought down by number 42, Chase Pillow. And number 9, Jackson Blake. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Quarterback Sebastian comes from the sideline with the play. Communicates it in the huddle. They break the huddle, and they don't show their formation to Magnolia West until they're ready to snap it. 5 wide receiver set, empty backfield. Quarterback looking across the middle, has his man, and it is unfortunately dropped through the hands of a defender and then through the hands of the intended receiver. A well-designed play as he had his man there and unfortunately took the shot without the ball to get the first down. And they're looking at 3rd and 5 now. This is their first possession of the evening, looking to pick up this first down and keep this drive going after a really big defensive stop on their first series. And it's a handoff, looking for room to run. There is nothing there, dropped after just about a yard. So they'll be looking at a 4th and 3rd from their own side of the field. And I would be surprised if they did what Magnolia West did and went for it on 4th. They are, in fact, sending in the punting unit.
That'll bring up 4th down for the Panthers. And to punt, number 2,
John Milo is the punter for Caney Creek. The snap is good. He gets the kick off, angles it to the sideline, and it goes out of bounds right around, they'll mark it at the 36-yard line. Just under 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. There is no score. This will be the second series for Magnolia West. This will be a tough test for Caney Creek tonight, but so far their defense has managed to contain the Mustangs, and this will be their second opportunity to do so. Magnolia West comes out with a 3 wide receiver set. And they try to get a handoff up the middle, but he is stopped immediately for no gain. Number 44, Keith Stevens, senior defensive lineman for Caney Creek, with the stop and a big hit. And it looks like he almost forced him back about half a yard. So a good stop for Caney Creek, looking at 2nd down. Three wide receiver set with the slot on the right-hand side. Hunter Bilbo in the backfield with the quarterback. Takes the snap in shotgun. He is chased out of the pocket. It's a complete pass. Brought down just past the first down marker. Mustangs will have the ball at the 47-yard line. Caney Creek able to get some pressure on the quarterback. It's a handoff to Hunter Bilbo, who finds a seam and takes it up the sideline. He is going to try to outrace everyone for the touchdown. For a moment, it looked as though he might have stepped out of bounds, but they're calling it a touchdown. 6-0 Magnolia West. Lining up for the point after try. Kickoff, and the kick is right through the upright. 7-0 lead for Magnolia West. 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Caney Creek will get the ball upon the kickoff and start their second series of the night. We have a nice crowd out here tonight at Buddy Moorhead Stadium. 77 degrees, perfect football weather. If you're lucky enough to make it out here, we strongly encourage you to, even if you're watching it on our YouTube channel. There's space for you out here, and a whole lot of game left as well. Caney Creek gonna look to get it started on offense. Able to move the ball somewhat in their first series. And again, not an easy test for Caney Creek tonight. Magnolia West coming in ranked 6th in 5A Division I, and then ranked 10th in the Houston area. So this would be a huge victory if Caney Creek can pull it off tonight, and we believe they can hang tough with these Mustangs. And they're ready to receive this kickoff. This one's deep, going to be fielded about the 5-yard line and returned. Looking for a seam up the middle. Makes a move past the first would-be tackler. Spins away from the second. Stays on his feet past the third before he's finally brought down at the 30-yard line. So a very impressive return for number 2, John Milo, the senior captain for Caney Creek Panthers. 25-yard return. Some impressive moves to get around some would-be tacklers. This will be their second series. Made it just short of midfield on their first possession. Try to improve on that. They're going to put one wide receiver out on the right. And it looks like we have a timeout, Caney Creek. We can take a moment to recognize some of our sponsors: Consolidated Communications, St. Luke's, and Lone Star College. This is just Caney Creek's second district game of the season, falling to Waller last week, putting them at 0-1 in district play for the season. This would be a huge district win for them tonight. And coming out of the timeout, they're ready to go. 1st and 10 from their own 30. Quarterback looking to throw, and he finds his man on the sideline. They say it is complete. He kept a foot in bounds. That was an amazing catch by Caleb Besaw, the senior wide receiver, right on the 45-yard line. Looked initially like that ball got tipped at the line, but I do not think it did, as he was right on target with that throw. From the shotgun. And it's a handoff. Number 9 up the middle, finds his seam, has room to run. Cross half field past the 40 and down to the 35. Timothy Palmer, the sophomore, listed as a wide receiver running back, and it is almost a hybrid position in this formation that they run, as he lines up almost in a tight end position, but then they put him in a form of motion where he's sort of coming back towards the quarterback on that snap. They did it on the previous play, and this time he gets the handoff. They're going to line him up in the same spot, it appears, but on the right side of the line. Quarterback snap, it is fumbled, and I believe recovered by Magnolia West. That is tough because Caney Creek had some momentum following the sideline pass, the big run up the middle, getting into Magnolia West territory. And the snap was fumbled. Magnolia West jumped on it, and they will take over from the 38-yard line, leading 7-0 with just under 4 minutes left to play in this quarter. So the defense going to have to step it up for Caney Creek and salvage this possession, get the ball back. A 3-and-out would be nice, or another turnover. This is a handoff up the middle. He's got some room to run. He's looking for the sideline, picks up some blocks, drops a shoulder, brought down just short of the 50. They'll mark it at the 49, and that's enough for a first down. Mustangs have their play in, 3 wide receiver set, 1 running back in the backfield from shotgun. It's another handoff up the middle, number 3. hit and brought down at the 45, 44-yard line. Distier, the junior running back, with the carry. Second and 5, quickly to the line. Seconds on the play clock as they get set for the second down play. Another handoff, number 3 around the left side. He has some room to run. He's going to make a move to the sidelines and can't stay on his feet. Brought down at the 23-yard line. So a couple of big runs for the Mustangs have them deep inside Caney Creek territory on this possession. Two wide receivers to the right and one to the left. One running back in the backfield. The shotgun snap is a handoff to number 3. He's brought down pretty quickly, just about a 2-yard gain. So Caney Creek on Magnolia West's first possession forced a turnover on downs. They're looking to do something similar here, if possible, or just a straight turnover would be nice for this defense following a turnover for the Panthers on their last offensive possession. Shotgun snap, once again a handoff up the middle, looking for room to run. He's working his way to the sidelines, past the 20 and brought down at about the 19. That should be about a yard short of the first down.
Marcelino Zuniga coming up making a stop for the Panthers. That'll bring up third down for the Mustangs.
Zuniga with the stop for Caney Creek. Big third down. With the ball on the 14-yard line. And we have a timeout called by Magnolia West with 35 seconds left in this quarter. That's their second timeout of the half. They lead 7-0. As we get a look at some of the fans who are enjoying this beautiful evening at Moorhead Stadium here in Conroe, Texas. We finally have the weather that makes us feel like it's Friday night football. As the temperature continues to drop, we're now at 75 degrees. It's absolutely gorgeous out there. The concessions smell good. The air feels good. And this is just about the perfect way to spend a Friday night in Texas. Coming out of the timeout, Magnolia West looking at a 3rd and short. Ball's on the 14-yard line. Quarterback under center for the first time. Handoff to Bilbo. He finds some room to run, runs through some arm tackles, and finds his way into the end zone. Mustangs with the touchdown coming out of the timeout. Gives them a 13-0 lead pending this extra point. It's a high snap. Holder gets it down in time, and the kick is up and good. Extends the lead to 14-0. However, Caney Creek can get right back in this ball game. They had some ability to move the ball against this Magnolia West defense on their last possession. before an unfortunate fumble, and that turnover did lead to the 7 points. Too early to be disappointed in this game, as they can get right back in it with a score of their own. And this would be a big victory for Caney Creek tonight if they can hang in this game and pull this off. Both teams ready for the kickoff. This is a low line drive, caught at the 8, brought up the middle to the 20, looking for some room to run, gets to the 25, up to the 30, and nearly to the 35 before being brought down. They'll mark it at the 33-yard line. And good field position for the Panthers to start on their 3rd possession of the game. Just about 21 seconds left in this quarter. Enough time to get one play in before we flip the script on quarter 1. Caney Creek showing a new look with 2 wide receivers on the right, 1 running back. Magnolia West stacking the line. Snaps a little bit low, quarterback handles it, scrambles to his right, looking for someone downfield. There is a flag. This is gonna probably come back, as we can anticipate a holding call. However, seems to be going against Magnolia West from the reaction of some of the Caney Creek players. All right, so it's a personal foul, hands to the face call against the Mustangs. This is a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. This will put the ball nearly at midfield. Looks like they're spotting it at about the 48-yard line. We have 12 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Caney Creek looking for a score on this possession. They're down 14-0. Two wide receivers on the left. Split end in motion. Fumble by the quarterback. He picks it up. He was down before the secondary fumble, which Magnolia West is trying to claim they fell on. And that will do the first quarter. I'll put the ball back at about the 41-yard line. Magnolia West, 2 touchdowns and a 14-0 lead, but Caney Creek has the ball as we wrap up this first quarter and get ready for quarter number 2. Seems like a good moment to mention some of our sponsors: Richmond Realty Group, Sam Houston State University, the Woodland Sports Medicine, and Safeway Driving. Also feels like a good time to keep my promise to my students, just in case they tuned in late and didn't hear it the first time. Crier Intermediate has the best kids in the district. Mr. Crawl's 5th grade class especially representing themselves very well this year. I could not be more proud of you guys, and I appreciate you tuning in and checking out some football tonight as we cheer on the Caney Creek Panthers as they take on their district rivals, the Magnolia West Mustangs. Caney Creek now going from west. No, correct that. Caney Creek going from the east end of this field to the west side. So that's the left to right on your screen as we get ready for the second quarter here. Magnolia West came in with a lot of momentum. 4 straight wins to open the season, 2-0 in the district, ranked pretty highly. number 10 in the Houston area, number 6 in 5A Division I. But Caney Creek so far showing that they can hang with the Mustangs. A score here would be a great way to match the last score for Magnolia West and get the Panthers right back in this, feeling good, giving their defense a chance to rest. Man in motion for the Panthers. It's a low snap. Quarterback keeper. He's got some room to run. He makes a move. Gets past a tackler up to the 45. A really good carry. And that's going to give them, I believe, a third and about 3 or 4 yards. So a manageable third down following that carry. And showing a lot of athletic ability as he hurdled one of the would-be tacklers. Caney Creek breaking the huddle. And it looks like we have a timeout. Caney Creek calling a timeout here, making sure they have the right call in. This is a big third down. 11:11 on the game clock. That's when you make a wish, folks. So let's wish for a big first down pickup, if not a bigger touchdown drive. All right, so this is our second fan cam. The air guitar was a complete bust tonight. Looks like we have a few more fans in here, but no dancing. And I'm a little surprised. It's Friday night. We're in Conroe, Texas. We're at high school football. These kids should be able to dance on the dance cam. All right, coming out of the timeout, Caney Creek quickly to the line. One wide out to the left of the formation, one running back in the backfield with senior quarterback Rowdy Sebastian. Takes the snap, play action pass, short pass, and brought down just short of the first down marker. This is going to bring up an interesting 4th and 1. Caney Creek on the Magnolia West side of the field. And it does seem like they're going to go for it. And at this point in the game, folks, it feels like you have to go for it before this game gets out of hand. And certainly not out of hand now at 14-0. But Caney Creek has some momentum going here on this drive. Looking for a pickup of 1 yard. Big offensive play here for the Panthers. Man in motion, shotgun snap is clean. And a handoff up the middle. He is hit in the backfield and dropped at the 45-yard line. And that loss of 1 will force the turnover on downs. Magnolia West takes over with really good field position from their own 45. After their first series in which Caney Creek forced a turnover on downs, Magnolia West has been rolling. Able to claim big chunks of yard on the ground. This one will be looking to pass to the slot receiver who's along the sideline for a big gain. Going to try to outrun the Caney Creek defense into the end zone. And that is good for a touchdown. So that can end up being, or at least feeling like a bit of a soul crusher. First play following that turnover on downs, and Magnolia West takes a 20-0 lead. Less than 2 minutes into the second quarter. lining up for the point after try. The snap is good and the kick is right down the middle, so we're looking at a 21-0 Mustangs lead. Caney Creek offense getting ready to take over. And they've had a couple of successful drives that have unfortunately ended up with a turnover on downs and a turnover due to a fumble on the previous possession. So they are able to move the ball against this Magnolia West defense. They've just had some bad luck finishing these drives. But there has to be something to be said about the confidence of knowing you can, in fact, move the ball against this defense.
We'd like to thank our founding partners for their support. Richmond Realty Group, Consolidated Communications, Lone Star College, St. Luke's Health, the Woodland Sports Medicine Center, and Sam Houston State University.
There is no give up in these Panthers. They are out to do this again. Mustangs kick it off. It's a squib kick and dropped and fallen on at the 34-yard line. That's the way to play those, and it's good field position for the Panthers. Interesting call. I'm not sure if with a 21-0 lead, Magnolia West was trying to fool Caney Creek into not expecting that and then perhaps falling on it themselves, but it didn't work out and gives the Panthers really good field position. They're going to be starting from the 34-yard line with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Tight formation. Number 9 in motion in the backfield. Quarterback looking to pass. Oh, had his man, but it was tipped by number 5. Kalen Dygert for the Mustangs, defending that pass. And Caleb Besaw was the intended wide receiver for the Panthers. Ran a good route. He was open on the sideline. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. This is a handoff to number 9. He's looking for room to run. He has nowhere to go, and he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That's Timothy Palmer. Palmer is a sophomore in Caney Creek. And looks like he lost his helmet on that play, so he's coming to the sideline. And just like that, we're looking at 3rd and 10 for the Panthers. And you don't want to do anything too clever, too desperate. This game is certainly not out of hand at this point. It looks like they are going to call a timeout. That is their 3rd timeout. I think that was more or less to prevent the delay game penalty as the play clock was getting down to 0. So the Panthers have used up their timeouts for the half. Magnolia West only has 1 timeout left. It's a good crowd tonight here at Moorhead Stadium. And we want to thank everybody who's joined us on the Conroe ISD Athletics YouTube channel. And taking your time this evening to spend it with us as we cheer on the Caney Creek Panthers. They come out of the timeout looking at 3rd and 10. This has a feeling of an important drive. If they can keep it going, that would be excellent. Quarterback rolls to his right, finds his receiver. It is complete. What an incredible catch from number 81, Jack Halloran. He is the senior tight end for the Panthers. His first reception of the night, I believe, and what a big reception that was. A huge 3rd down conversion for the Panthers coming out of that timeout. And that has to feel good for the offense, who hasn't struggled too terribly much. And then it looks like maybe after the play there was a personal foul penalty. I missed the call on the field, but a 15-yard penalty. Now they're all the way up to the 35-yard line with 1st and 10. So the momentum seems to be behind Caney Creek at this time, and hopefully they can capitalize on it. From the shotgun in a tight formation, man in motion from the left to the right on the stacked line. Quarterback hands off. Has some blocks, looking for room to run, nowhere to go. In fact, Magnolia West drops him for a 2, maybe 2-yard loss, it looks like. That defensive front for the Mustangs, pretty aggressive in getting in the backfield against the Panthers. That was a 3-yard loss. They're looking at 2nd and 13. Rowdy Sebastian, senior quarterback for the Panthers, comes in with the play from the sideline, breaks the huddle. Panthers take their spot at the line of scrimmage. One wide receiver to the right from shotgun. It is a handoff up the middle. And once again, no room to run. Maybe a 1-yard gain before the Mustangs drop him at the 37-yard line. So it's 3rd and 12. Last 3rd down play, Caney Creek converted on an incredible pass to the sideline. So another big 3rd down for the Panthers. And they're really in the territory now where this might be a 2-down possibility. A screen pass is set up, really nowhere to go with that. It's an incomplete pass. Well defended. And that'll bring up 4th down. It'll be a 4th and 12. They are in Magnolia West territory, not terribly deep, at about the 37-yard line. But being down 3 touchdowns, it does look like Caney Creek has decided they'll have to go for it. And they're making the call on the field. They're confirming it was an incomplete pass, and I don't really understand where that confusion was, as it was clearly a forward pass. All right, so Caney Creek looking at another big 4th down, unable to convert on 4th and short. Maybe they can do it here on 4th and long. Quarterback gets the snap. He's looking deep. They're going to go for a long gain. The wide receiver up to get it, cannot come down with it. Timed his jump pretty good. Seemed to get to the apex of that throw over the defender. Got one hand on it, but unable to corral it and bring it down. A really valiant effort here if you watch it on the replay. So timed his jump perfectly over the defensive back's head, but just too difficult of a throw to come down with. And that turnover on downs gives the Mustangs the ball on their own 37-yard line. The last couple drives have been short drives that they have capitalized on these turnovers. Panthers defense played tough on the first couple of series, and here's a great stop, busting into the backfield. And sometimes, folks, these old eyes can't see the numbers on the field, and I want to give credit where credit is due. I think that was number 43, Tristan Brown, senior lineman for the Panthers, and defensive captain with the stop. He just made it through that offensive line without any problem to stop that play for a loss of 6 yards, as a matter of fact. So 2nd and 16. Magnolia West dropping back to pass, looking deep, has a man wide open. The throw is complete. No ability to run after that catch. Wide receiver goes down, making the catch, but down at the 30-yard line. And Caney Creek kind of fortunate that the feet went under from that wide receiver because he had some room to run after that catch. So 1st and 10 from the 30. It's a handoff up the middle. He has room to run. Looking to cut it to the right sideline. Has plenty of room, brought down at the 11-yard line.
Coming up making a stop, number 25, Grant Broussard. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
So a new set of downs for Magnolia West. Just over 5 minutes left in this half. They're looking to add to their 21-point lead. And it's quarterback keeper. Drops his shoulder, brought down at the 5-yard line.
Ojeda with the carry. Coming up making a stop, number 12, Trey Jackson. And number
This is spotted right on the 5-yard line. Four yards for a first down, so they don't need to get into the end zone for a new set of downs. It's a handoff up the middle and into the end zone for a touchdown.
He's in for the Mustang touchdown.
And it is 27-0, Magnolia West. Lining up for the extra point. A good hold and a good kick. Mustangs extend their lead. It's 28-0. We have 4.5 minutes left in this first half. The lopsided score doesn't tell the whole story. Caney Creek has shown some life tonight, some big defensive plays, a big defensive series early in this game. Forced a turnover on downs. Caney Creek's offense able to move the ball somewhat. A couple of unfortunate turnovers and unable to capitalize on a few big penalties against Magnolia West, which gave the Panthers some pretty good field position in this game. Panthers are going to get another chance at it here in the first half. And it sure would be thrilling if they can score before the end of this first half and get themselves right back into this ball game. And that's what we're going to be watching for them to do on this possession. Fielded at the 15-yard line on the run, brings it up to the 30, fights his way up close to the 35, brought down, and they'll mark it at the 33-yard line.
Number 2, John Milo on the return for the Panthers.
A good return for John Milo, the senior captain for Caney Creek.
33-yard line. Panthers will start 1st and 10.
Seems like the Panthers have had most of the success through the air, and as they are down 28, it seems like they're going to have to rely a little bit more on the arm of this quarterback. And direct snap to number 2 out of the backfield, fights his way for a gain of 2. That again is John Milo.
With a carry around the left side.
So the Panthers have 2nd and 8, 4 minutes left. And if you're joining us for the first time on our YouTube channel, you will get the halftime show. And another direct snap to the halfback. But again, it's pretty much read by the Magnolia West defense. He only gets 2 yards on that carry. That was Timothy Palmer. the sophomore running back / wide receiver.
Number 9, Timothy Palmer with the carry. Run down by a host of Mustangs. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Third and 6, well inside Caney Creek territory. They're at the 37-yard line. Quarterback hands it off up the middle. That is Timothy Palmer fighting his way for the first down, but 2 yards short. Will bring up 4th and 2 from the 41-yard line. This is a tough field position to try to go for it on 4th down. In my opinion, I know you're down 28. However, if you don't convert this, you're giving Magnolia West a very short field and an opportunity to extend this lead before the half. And it seems like the Caney Creek sideline tends to see the situation the same way, and they are sending out their putting unit. Or maybe punting unit. I don't know if I just said putting. Going into the weekend, I usually do have golf on the brain, but it is the punting unit that's out on the field right now. There's a flag on the field way back on the Magnolia West side, and I suppose this was a delay a game penalty, perhaps. So the clock is ticking, just about 2 minutes left in this half. It's almost a high snap, but it's fielded and almost, it might have even been tipped. And not a very deep punt at all. It just goes to the 46-yard line. I am pretty sure that that was tipped by a Magnolia West player as they got into the backfield close to the punter. The snap was high. He had it kind of adjusted in his hands before he could get it off. And short field for the Mustangs. Caney Creek Panthers looking for a big defensive stop here, as they would like to keep the score as is going into the half, make some adjustments, come out, and make a run at this game. Pass on the right sideline through the hands of the wide receiver. Incomplete. Stops the clock at, I guess they don't stop the clock, minute 44. And the ball will stay on the 46. Now the refs are waving it incomplete and recognizing that the clock was still running, I think. And if they're going to adjust the play clock, it looks to me like they'd have to put on about 10 or 12 seconds. And that is what the call is, as that ball was incomplete and out of bounds. The clock should have stopped at 1:47, and that's what they have it back at. All right, so Magnolia West with 2nd down. And handoff up the middle. Bilbo makes a move past the first couple of tacklers before being brought down inside the 40 at the 38-yard line, short of the first down, looking at 3rd and 2. With a minute and a half left, Magnolia West quickly to the line. 4 wide receivers set, 2 on either side, 1 running back in the backfield from shotgun. The snap is good. Quarterback looking across the middle, has his wide receiver through 1 arm tackle and a second. Can't be brought down from behind. Stiff arms for a 3rd before finally being brought down at the 2. Lots of flags being thrown. And another flag to follow. So the first flag, I believe, was perhaps a face mask call. Another flag being thrown. So some unsportsmanlike flags to follow that play. I have a feeling they'll be offsetting. We'll see what the official call is here. Tempers on both sides, getting the best of them at the conclusion of that play. So there's going to be at least what I would imagine is 3 penalty calls here. The initial one followed by the offsetting personal fouls or unsportsmanlike conduct calls. Let's see what they're going to share with us. All right, so as a face masking call, that one will be enforced. It'll be half the distance to the goal, and then offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct fouls and penalties that go against either team, offsetting some pushing, some shoving, and what I believe is a bit of bad attitude in general from either side on that one. Both teams going to reset here. First down from the 2. With 1:11 left in the half. From under center, the handoff is to Bilbo. He's got plenty of room to run into the end zone. That's a touchdown for Magnolia West as they extend their lead to 34-0. Lining up for the extra point. And the kick is good. The lead is now 35-0. We have just about a minute left in this first half. Caney Creek one more chance to get on the board before they go into their locker rooms at the halftime here to make some adjustments and try to get back in this game. Now, Mustangs did come into this game with a head full of steam. They're 4-0 on the season, 2-0 in district play, ranked very highly in the state. In the state of Texas, they come in at 51. In the Houston region, Magnolia West ranked 10th. And then 5A Division I, they are ranked 6th. So coming in this game, Caney Creek knew they'd have their hands full. But they have shown some spirit and some fight tonight. And keep watching because you never know how these things turn out. Especially if something magical can happen here with a minute left in the first half. Kickoff return would be a wild way to see this half come to a close. This one's going to be a deep kick, fielded at about the 8-yard line, brought up to the 20, looking for some room to run, finds the 25 and brought down at the 26-yard line.
On the return, number 9, Timothy Palmer.
So it'll be interesting to see Caney Creek's approach here with just 55 seconds left. They're deep in Magnolia West territory. Are they going to try to rip off big chunks of yardage, try to get back in this game right now, try to just take it to the half at 35-0 and make some adjustments? They will get the ball to start the second half. At times tonight, they haven't had difficulty moving the ball against this Mustangs defense. They've had a couple of unfortunate turnovers that have led to scores for Magnolia West. If you take that off to the board, this game's much more manageable. So they know they can move the ball. They'll try to get some yardage here on 1st and 10, looking to his right, rolling to his right, looking deep, getting chased out of the pocket, and throws it out of bounds. Seemed like he was hit a little bit late as he was going out of bounds, and he's looking to the ref like, he hit me a little bit late on that play. And I tend to agree, especially after the offsetting unsportsmanlike fouls at the conclusion of the Magnolia West series just previously. You would think that they're trying to get a handle on some of that extracurricular activity, but to no avail. It's going to be 2nd and 10. And the shotgun snap, handoff to number 9. He finds some room to run up the middle, hurdles a would-be tackler, and gets up to the 34-yard line, just short of the first down by 2 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 2, 35 seconds left in the half. And I have a feeling they're going to make this the last play of the half. And let's just see what kind of arm the quarterback has here, or what kind of legs out of the backfield the running back has, because you've got time for one more play if you time this right. You don't want to give Magnolia West another chance to touch the ball this half. So we're looking at 13 seconds when the snap, and it's a double reverse, but it's really not fooling anybody. And Magnolia West has a timeout left, but they will not use it. They'll let the clock expire with 0. So we are done with the first half here at Moorhead Stadium. Caney Creek on the wrong side of a 35-0 Magnolia West lead, but don't go anywhere, folks. We've got some good halftime entertainment for you. We'll come back for the second half, and we will watch your Caney Creek Panthers get right back in this game as we continue following the halftime shows from both bands.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this evening's halftime show. If you would please focus your attention to the stadium field, Magnolia ISD is proud to present the Phillies dance team and the Mustang Marching Band and golf. Please welcome to the field the 21-22 Phillies dance team. The Phillies are under direction of Samantha Armstrong and Bailey Thomas. The Phillies dance officers are Lieutenant Kaylee Curry, Lieutenant Kayla Dickerson, Co-Captain Savannah Smith, Co-Captain Madison Marina. The Phillies dance officers are Lieutenant Kaylee Curry, Lieutenant Kayla Dickerson, Co-Captain Savannah Smith, Co-Captain Madison Marina. The Phillies social officers are Historian Memphis Micus, Vice President Isabella Maroney, and President is Amber Moss. Dancer of the week is Amber Moss. Dealer of the week is Kayla Dickerson. Now please enjoy the Phillies' performance to Green Day's hit, Holiday. Mustang Band and Guard is under direction of Mike Wilson, Ty Livingston, Matt Power, Kayla Ogden, and Garrett Littleton. Percussion tech is Kurt Hintrich. The Mustang Band and Color Guard and boosters would like to send out a big thank you to current sponsors, Buffalo View, Chevrolet Conroe, Magnolia Animal Clinic, and Seahorse Energy, all at the Director's Circle level. A&D Crane Service, Heather Boardman's, RDMS, and Pierce Bolts. Outdoor Visions at the VIP level. Our Mustang Field sponsor tonight is Las Fuentes Restaurant here in Magnolia. The section of the week is the clarinets. The woodwind member of the week is Sophie Norris. The brass member of the week is Colton Robertson. The percussion member of the week is Steve Fuentes. The color guard member of the week is Emily Savage. Drum majors for the Mustang Band are senior Lauren Gomez, junior Nicole Brown, and junior Mason Clarkson. Tonight, the band and guard will be performing 3 scenes of the 21 UIL production, Lost. Musical selections tonight are Into the Triangle, Off Course, and Momentary Calm. Now sit back and enjoy this week's 5th edition of your Mustang Band and Color Guard. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. How about another round of applause for our Magnolia West students' performance tonight? As the Mustang Band exits the field for the fight song, I am Martha Rubalcaba, the voice of the Mustang Band and guard. Good night and enjoy the second half of the game and have a safe trip home.
That is the conclusion for a couple of great band performances, capped off with the Caney Creek Panthers band performing a Journey in Time routine. Very entertaining. They are in a competition in Madisonville tomorrow. So good luck to the Caney Creek band. And good luck to the Caney Creek Panthers as they come back onto the field for the second half, facing a pretty significant deficit, 35-0, but there is no give up in this team, and they look hyped to be back out on the field, and let's hope they can turn things around. They will get the ball to start the second half. Caney Creek Panthers, led by head coach Kendall Heineman, and they came into tonight's game at 1-2. They started the season off with a big win against Pasadena, 25-7, before dropping 2 straight to Galena Park and Waller. They're 0-1 in district play. This is, of course, a district game, so they're looking to get back into this game and even up their district record, if at all possible, tonight. Magnolia West, a tough team, as you can see from the first half score. They came in at 4-0 with 2 district wins on their resume. And it's an absolutely gorgeous night here at Buddy Moorhead Stadium, just after 8:30. And I suspect we may have dropped into the 60s by now, but it's still showing a very cool and pleasant 70 degrees here in Conroe. That is perfect Friday night football weather. Pretty much the first Friday night where we have this fall weather to put us in the football mood. And we hope you're enjoying this despite the score. But these games aren't over until they're over, and we have 24 minutes left in this game. So Caney Creek looking to claw their way back into it. And back to their original side of the field. That is the east end zone that they'll be protecting. Going from right to left on your screen. And both teams out on the field now, ready to get this second half started. We're hoping for a quick start for the Panthers. As we're just about to get this second half underway. I want to thank our sponsors really quick. Wood Forest National Bank, Memorial Hermann, the Woodlands Medical Center, Gullo Ford, Mazda, and Toyota, Houston Methodist, the Woodlands Hospital, and Buckaloo Chevrolet. Thank you to our sponsors this evening. The ball's on the tee. Mustangs kick off. This is a fairly good kick down to the 5, fielded clean, brought up to the 10, 15, up to the 20, over to the sideline at the 25. Tries to slip a tackle and get to the 30, brought down just short of the 30 at about the 28 or 29 yard line on the far sideline.
Making the stop, number 28, Williams.
Caney Creek getting the ball here, their first possession obviously of the second half, and they're looking for some explosive plays here. They're going to start with a 3 wide receiver set. That's the first time all evening that they've gone to a multiple wide receiver set. This is a handoff up the middle, gain of about 2 yards before being brought down.
Making the stop, number 89, Hayden Jansky. Bring up second down for the Panthers.
So the Panthers have 2nd and 8. And thank you for joining us this evening on Conroe ISD's Athletics YouTube channel and finding this game tonight and spending your evening with us. Panthers from the shotgun. Quarterback drops, looking deep, right sideline, lofts it up there, almost brought in by the wide receiver. Guarded pretty close by the Mustangs, but somehow that ball sneaked past the defender and nearly caught by Caleb Besaw, the senior wide receiver and captain of the Panthers, unable to bring it in. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. So not the second half start that the Panthers were necessarily looking for, but a conversion on this 3rd down will brighten their outlook and give them a new set of downs. They're at the 31 yard line. Once again, a 3 wide receiver set. The slot receiver on the left-hand side. Quarterback rolls to his left. Looking to throw, but going to tuck it and run. Gets past the first 2 tacklers, but brought down quickly at the 35-yard line. Well short of that first down marker, about 4 yards short. Had to get it to the 39-yard line. That brings up 4th and 4. And being deep in their own territory, they will be 3 and out on this first possession of the second half. Not what they were looking for coming out of halftime. But the Panthers defense going to get a chance to show off the adjustments they made at the half and put a quick stop to Magnolia's possession. Perhaps the punt is off, and it's a pretty good punt. Not going to be fielded, and takes a Caney Creek bounce inside the 40. Picked up at about the 39-yard line, and that's where the Mustangs will start their first drive of the second half. Despite the score, it was kind of a slow start for Magnolia West as they were forced into a turnover on downs on their first possession. And Caney Creek defense able to be able to hang in there with the Mustangs offense for the first couple of series, but then a couple of big runs by Magnolia West. A couple of turnovers by Caney Creek, and suddenly the score was a bit lopsided. This is a handoff up the middle. Number 8, it looked like number 8, Chase Taylor, perhaps with the carry.
Number 8, Chase Taylor with the carry.
He just dropped his shoulder and got an extra yard at the end of that play. It's 2nd and 4. Once again, a handoff. Number 8 going to take the carry again. Brought down at about the 46-yard line. They will spot it. Well, one sideline has it at the 46, the other at the 47. They'll mark it at about the 46-yard line here. Bringing up 3rd down and 3 yards to go. This one's going to be offsides on Caney Creek, I believe. I don't think there was movement on the Magnolia West side of the ball. And about 3 Panthers through the line of scrimmage there. So this will be a penalty against Caney Creek, which gives Magnolia West a first down, and that is certainly not anything that they want to give them in the second half here as they're struggling to get back into this game. Penalties, what they're trying to avoid, in turnovers as well. So a fresh set of downs for the Mustangs. 1st and 10 from the Caney Creek 49-yard line. And they'll line up in a 4-receiver set, 2 on either side, 1 running back in the backfield. It's going to be a play-action pass. Quarterback looking deep. He's got his man on the left sideline, but overthrows him by about a step. Number 17, Daniel Horn, the intended target. He had his defender beat. It was a fairly good throw, just a little too much on that. And the wide receiver unable to get under it for the reception. 2nd and 10 now from the 49. Quarterback rolls to his right. He's looking downfield to throw, finds his man open, cuts it across the middle to the 35-yard line, brought down after picking up the first down. Sam Mattingly, the sophomore wide receiver, on the reception. I've got to give it to the Caney Creek student section. They are alive tonight, and they are staying engaged in this game, and I can hear them all the way up here in the press box. So you got to love the spirit the kids are bringing to the game tonight, supporting their team in spite of the deficit, but a huge turnover now. That ball was tipped and picked off by Caney Creek. And that's the kind of energy you need from the student section because the players feed off that, and that's a huge turnover for the Panthers as they try to get their way back into this game. And that will throw some cold water on the Magnolia West drive there as Caney Creek will take over from the 37-yard line. So good field position as well. And now Caney Creek, this is the perfect opportunity to capitalize on a turnover, get yourself on the board, and cut into this Magnolia West lead. You got to start somewhere, and that first score is where you start here if you are Caney Creek. They're going with the 3 wide receiver set again from shotgun, empty backfield. Quarterback trying to get a handle on the ball, finds his man on the left sideline. And it looks like it was either underthrown or a bit of a miscommunication. I'm not sure if he was expecting the wide receiver to come back to that throw, kind of make it an inside shoulder throw, or if he just underthrew him. Number 6, Caleb Besaw, was the intended target. And now they have 2nd and 10 from the 37. Three wide receivers. They do have a running back in the backfield. And it's a bobbled snap, but the running back ends up with the ball. I believe it was designed to be a handoff, but the quarterback had a hard time handling that. And with sort of a bobbled snap, it ends up in the running back's basket there. He's able to corral it in and actually gain a couple yards. So it's 3rd and 8. They're on their own 39-yard line. And this has the feel of a pretty big 3rd down, to be honest with you. They've got to keep this drive going. They have to get a little momentum in this game and get on the board. Caney Creek sticking with 3 wide receivers. Quarterback drops back out of the shotgun, looking to his right, has his man, trying to make it to the 1st down marker, and it looks like he's right at the marker. That's a good spot, and I believe they're going to have to get him the 1st down there as he's knocked out of bounds. Right at that 1st down marker. They're not giving a clear signal, and I do believe they marked him perhaps a half a yard short, bringing up 4th and a half a yard. Now they haven't flipped the yard marker, but there we go. It is in fact 4th down. So just short, but this has the feeling of certainly going for it, just short of the 50-yard line. Already down 35. There's no reason to punt this away. You got to pick up the yard. And here we go, folks. Maybe the biggest play Caney Creek's had so far tonight. Looking for this yard. It's going to be a tough one to get. They're going from shotgun. It's a good snap. It's a handoff around the left side, looking for that yard, and he gets it, and a couple more past the 50 up to the 49. Big 1st down for Caney Creek. And they'll keep this drive going with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. So that'll build your confidence when you need the yard and you get 3. Caney Creek going back to their original formation, which is a tight formation with 1 wide receiver. Number 9 fumbles the handoff, falls on it, and that'll go down as a 2-yard loss. So that's a play they've run a couple times tonight with what you might call an H-back position in motion towards the backfield. And the exchange between the quarterback and the running back there, not the cleanest, resulting in a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12. Back on the Caney Creek side of the field. They're on the 49-yard line. Wide receiver in motion. Quarterback keeper. He's sweeping to the left. He avoids a couple of tackles, gets off of a arm tackle and down to the 45-yard line. A good pickup. And that was quarterback Rowdy Sebastian, senior captain for Caney Creek. And they're looking at 3rd and 6 on the Magnolia West side of the field from the 45. Putting together a decent drive, but there is no moral victory here, folks. They need to put some points on the board. From the shotgun, quarterback rolls to his right. This is a designed quarterback keeper. He's brought down after a gain of about 2 or 3. I thought it looked more like 3. They're going to split the difference and call it 2.5, it looks like, but that'll bring up 4th down and 3 yards. So this is another 4th down that really not even a question of whether or not they'll go for it. Late in this game, a 35-point deficit Caney Creek just wants to get some points on the board, and they can pick up these 3 yards. Magnolia West going to do their best to prevent it. They were able to pick up the last 4th down. This one's a direct snap to the running back. He's looking for room to run. Finds some room on the right side, but brought down just about a half a yard short of that first down marker. And if that's the official spot, that will be a turnover on downs. And a very tough run there. I believe it was Timothy Palmer on the carry, and he really fought hard for those yards, but came up just short, and it was less than a yard short. So that hurts a little bit for Caney Creek. They were putting together a decent drive there. And picked up the first down on an earlier 4th down conversion. Just coming up a half a yard short on that one. We're just inside 5 minutes left on the 3rd quarter here. The Mustangs take over from their 40-yard line. And I suspect they may try to slow this game down a bit. First play is a handoff. And number 8, Chase Taylor, stopped immediately. And in fact, they'll put that down as a loss of 1, and it'll bring up 2nd and 11. Four wide receiver set. They're still looking to throw. This one going to the slot receiver on the left, but he cannot handle it. It was thrown fairly low. Shoe top catch. It would have been impressive had he been able to pull it in. That'll bring up a 3rd and long, and the clock will stop. So Caney Creek defense has an opportunity right here to put a stop to this drive quickly and get the ball back and try to put something together in the 3rd quarter here. Once again, they draw Caney Creek off sides. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, make this 3rd down a bit more manageable. That's the 2nd offsides call against Panthers this quarter. So the Mustangs have a 3rd and 6 now. Quarterback's looking to his left, has his man along the sidelines, plenty of room to run, gets the first down and across midfield, just short of the 45. They're going to mark this at about the 47-yard line, but a fresh set of downs for the Mustangs as we are just about 4 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Handoff up the middle. Number 8 gets stopped just about a half yard after the line of scrimmage. That is Chase Taylor, the senior from Magnolia West, with the carry. By all accounts, it looks like the Mustangs' leading rusher, Hunter Bilbo, going to take a breather on the sidelines as they have this big lead tonight. Quarterback Ryan Ojeda in shotgun with Chase Taylor in the backfield with him. It's a play action pass. He's looking deep. He's being chased out of the pocket. Running to his right, looking to throw. Has his man across the middle. There is contact, but he was playing the ball. There is no flag. That was well defended. This flag is thrown very late. I mean, that play was over. That ball had bounced on the turf 3 or 4 times, and then the flag came in from the back judge. And I'm not sure I agree with that call, as the defensive back may have made contact with that wide receiver a slight bit early, but that was a total play on the ball. And they are calling it pass interference. And that was a well-defended play by Caney Creek. They chased the quarterback out of the pocket. I believe he felt he could run, and then they closed in on him on the right side of that line. And then the defensive back right there to defend the pass, but got there a bit early according to the back judge, threw the flag, and a new set of downs for the Mustangs. Looking to throw again, has his man on a hook route on the left side, forced out of bounds inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. That'll bring up another fresh set of downs.
Knocked out of bounds by number 26, Zachary Rice. First down for the Mustangs.
Empty backfield. Quarterback takes the snap, looking to throw, finds his man across the middle. He falls down on the catch. That is not going to be an end zone, regardless of if you roll in there, young man, because you were down at the 1.
Pass is complete to number 88, Sam Gonzalez.
And we are inside 3 minutes left in this quarter.
Where they'll have first and goal.
And the handoff, run up the middle. It looks like they stopped him short of the goal line, and that is what the refs are saying. Now, Caney Creek seems to be, I guess, just celebrating the stop for a moment there. I thought the ball might have been loose under the pile. And that'll bring up second and goal, still from about the half-yard line.
No gain on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Mustangs going from under center. And the same play, handoff, this time up the middle, and makes his way into the end zone. Mustangs go up 41-0. Extra point team coming out to add 1. So Magnolia West adding to their resume. As I've said many times tonight, they are fairly highly ranked in the area and in the state. Without putting too fine a point on it, they came in boasting an undefeated record, and it looks like they are on their way to maintaining that perfect record on the season. 4-0 to come in tonight, 2-0 on the district, so of course that'd be 5-0 and 3-0. And I believe these rankings would probably increase as well. Currently in the state of Texas, Magnolia West is ranked 51st. So we can imagine after a big win tonight, that might go into a top 50 ranking. In the Houston area, they are top 10. They come in right at 10. And again, we can expect them to be ranked even higher following tonight's big margin. And then 5A Division I, they're currently ranked number 6. Next week, they're looking to take on Waller. Caney Creek next week, they're at Magnolia. We are not through with this game yet, though, however, folks. We got 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Caney Creek getting the ball back. We're going to keep watching. We're going to keep our hopes up. We just want to see them get some points on the board. This is the drive to do it. Kickoff is fielded clean at the 10. Trying to bring it to the left sideline, cuts it up the middle, finds a little bit of a crease, past the 25, brought down at the 26-yard line. And that's number 9, Timothy Palmer. Timothy Palmer getting a lot of touches tonight. It looks like they added a yard on that spot. They're going to start at the 27. Creek out of the huddle with 2 wide receivers to the right. Shotgun snap is clean. Quick throw to the right sideline. The split end gets it and cuts it upfield, brought down at the 30. That's a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Captain Caleb Besaw with the reception. Ball at the 30. 1.5 left in this quarter. Caney Creek had some success moving the ball on their last possession. They are playing 4-down football. And when you know you're playing 4 downs, you have the ability to mix up the play calls a little bit on third. This is play action. Quarterback fumbles, picks it up, brought down at about the 15-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 16, but that's a huge loss of nearly 10 yards. That will give them a 3rd and 21. I will give this to the Panthers. They are playing hard. They have not given up this game, and it's tough when you're down 42-0, but these kids are still fighting and they're playing hard. And that's all you could ask for from these student athletes tonight. It's a handoff up the middle. They want to catch Magnolia West sleeping a little bit on this 3rd and long, and they do pick up a pretty good chunk of yardage up to the 25-yard line. It's going to give them a 4th and about 12, and it's hard to predict what they're going to do at this time. Part of me understands going for it. Part of me thinks, do you want to give Magnolia West a short field like that? Part of me says, you just got to trust the coach in this situation because he knows his team better than any of us. That is the end of the 3rd quarter, folks. It is Magnolia West 42, Caney Creek nothing. We have 12 minutes more in this game. Please don't go anywhere. Let's keep supporting these Caney Creek Panthers, and let's see what they can do here in the 4th quarter. Let's flex it up on the flex cam. I'm a little disappointed tonight, I got to tell you. We didn't have any air guitar. We didn't have anybody dance. The cheerleaders don't even know they're on camera. I suspect they would flex for us. It was said in the pregame that this cheer team for Caney Creek is 4th in the state in co-ed spirit. So that is something we're celebrating for sure. There, I think the mascot was actually going to get, there we go. You can always count on a good mascot to flex, and there we go. We can get the abs. I don't know. It was a little disturbing. All right, we're back in football, fortunately. Here we are to start the 4th quarter. It's a 4th down, and they will be punting. So Caney Creek with a good punt on this one, but fielded at the 50 and brought up to the 45. Brought down at about the 41-yard line.
Number 11, Gus Jordan on the return. Coming up making the stop.
Another short field for Magnolia West, and on several of their scores tonight are a result of a short field. A couple of times from turnovers, a couple of times from ill-timed penalties. And Magnolia West has capitalized on those opportunities. Starting at their 42-yard line, they're still going with a 3 wide receiver set. They're going to hand off up the middle. Big run. Plenty of room to run up to the 30. That's a 12-yard gain.
Coming up making the stop, number 35, Dalen Manning, and number 18, Cooper Mullen.
Fresh set of downs makes it 1st and 10. And Mustangs slowing the game down a little bit from the beginning of the game when they were a lot quicker with the plays out of the sideline and to the line of scrimmage. They know they have the lead. There is no need to run a quick offense at this time. That was a 4-yard gain, and I believe they have a new quarterback in there for Magnolia West here late in the game as we get into the 4th quarter, and they have a 42-point lead. And it does look like Bo Chumley, the sophomore, is in shotgun for Magnolia West. He throws it to the right sideline. It is complete. And gets enough for the first down. Down to the 20-yard line. They'll move the chains, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. And the new quarterback in for Magnolia West is a sophomore. Getting some reps for the sophomore tonight. And it's a play-action pass. The slant incomplete, well defended, and a risky throw from the sophomore quarterback. That's the type of throw your wide receiver has a conversation on the sideline with you about after this series. And that intended target was Chase Lott. It's a clean snap, a handoff up the middle. Number 36 fumbles it. That ball is out. It is recovered by Caney Creek. Nearly recovered and carried forward, but then realized I just got to fall on this thing and get us the ball back. So a big turnover for Caney Creek. Their sideline is hyped, and they get the ball back with 10 minutes left in this game. They're looking for anything on the board, and let's hope they can get it with this drive here. And that is great to see the defense playing as tough as they are and not giving up. A big turnover, and you'd love to see them capitalize on this and put some points on the board. They are starting on their own 28-yard line. Snap is good. Quarterback dropping the pass, looking on the right sideline, has his man, but now I didn't see the wide receiver turn to look for that, but that was a very close pass interference call. And the sideline's asking him, why not? He tackled my wide receiver and didn't give him an opportunity to play on that ball. Of course, the fans don't like it at all. And following a pass interference call against Caney Creek that was questionable, you would like to see that called a little bit more evenly. But I think perhaps they were saying it was an uncatchable ball. It brings up 2nd and 10. Handoff on the left side of the line, finds some room to run. He's looking for the sideline, drops his shoulder. A very powerful run there, nearly to the first down marker. They're going to stop the clock because I think they want to bring the chains out, or they're actually saying he got the first down, so they're moving the chains. Panthers have a first down at their 38-yard line. Rowdy Sebastian in shotgun. Gets the snap, it's a handoff. Run up the middle. Get some positive yards on this, 4 or 5 yards depending on the mark. And they spot it on the 42-yard line. They'll bring up 2nd and 6. Direct snap to the running back, looking for room to run on the right side. Goes a little too wide, and he's brought down for a loss. They're going to give him forward progress to about the 41-yard line, but that's still a loss of about 2 or 3. And that'll bring up an important 3rd down. 7 yards to go. They've got to make it to the 48-yard line. I would imagine, regardless, this is 4-down territory. Caney Creek just looking to make this not a shutout. And it's a play action pass. Quarterback looking, but he's scrambling past the 40, gets to the 45, out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. He's going to be just short. There is a late flag on the Caney Creek sideline. It looks like it might have been a late hit. That's where he was brought out of bounds. We'll find out what the call is here in just a moment. Personal foul against Magnolia West. That's a 15-yard penalty, and it'll march us deeper into the Mustangs' territory. Ball spotted at the 36. Fresh set of downs for Caney Creek. They're looking for their first score of the evening. Gets the snap, the handoff is up the middle, and he's hit immediately. Actually got a few more yards than it looked like from up here, as they're gonna mark it as a 3-yard gain. Bring up 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. And the Panthers are still playing hard, still playing tough, and you really have to admire that, being down 42-0. But these kids are not giving up. They want to get on the board. They want to get their first score of the night, so they're marching down. Interesting. Flea flicker, quarterback rolling to his right, looking to throw. Throws an interception. Magnolia West with the pickoff. Number 23, Clayton O'Hearn for the Mustangs. And as you can see, an interesting formation here. Direct snap to the running back, flea flicker to the quarterback. He's getting chased out of the pocket and makes that ill-advised throw. Mustang defender right in between him and the intended target. So Magnolia West gets the ball back with 6:53 left in this game. They have a 42-point lead, and they are sporting a shutout against the Panthers. Oh, and it's a fumble on the snap. Nearly recovered by the Panthers, but fallen on in the backfield and by Chase Taylor of Magnolia West. I'm not even sure the Caney Creek defender who got into the backfield there realized that the ball had been fumbled until the Mustang had fallen on it. And I believe it was Tristan Brown who had gotten through the line of scrimmage there into the backfield as quickly as he had. It was a low snap. The quarterback never had a handle on it. And that'll bring up 2nd and 15. Another low snap. It's a handoff up the middle. A lot of room to run, but brought down from behind.
Number 8, Chase Taylor with the carry. Dalen Manning making a stop for the Panthers.
This time, Dalen Manning, the junior linebacker, with the stop for the Panthers. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10, and Caney Creek looking for a good defensive stop here. Force a Magnolia West punt, because I can't imagine they would do anything but that if they get stopped here on 3rd down. And that'll give them at least one more opportunity to get themselves on the board and to avoid the shutout. And at this point, that's really what you're playing for. Another terrible snap on the ground. Quarterback can't do anything with it except try to scramble away from the defenders. They bring him down immediately. And that'll bring up 4th and about a 14. And I see very little movement from the Magnolia West sideline. I actually see some movement now. It looks like the punt team coming out for what I believe is the first time tonight. The snap is kind of low. He gets the punt off. It's fair caught at the 37-yard line. Caney Creek will take over from their own 37 with just under 5 minutes left in this game. I got to give it to the Caney Creek fans. They are still in the stadium. They're not going to leave early. They're going to support their Panthers to the end, and the Panthers, as I've said, are fighting hard. They have not given up. And despite the score, it's been a very entertaining game to watch because these Caney Creek Panthers have given it all that they have tonight against a very tough Magnolia West team. Caney Creek switching formations. 2 wide receivers wide. And a double reverse. Running around the right side, gets a huge block on the outside, takes it across the 50. I believe that was Caleb Besaw with a huge block to open up that run, and I want to see it on the replay here to see if we can catch a number. Watch the lead block here, right there. That opened it up for another 12 yards. What a fantastic block to open that up, and they're at the 48-yard line of Magnolia West. Once again on that side of the field, trying to turn this into some points. Motion, and Palmer gets the handoff. Makes a cut towards the middle of the field and brings it up to about the 42-yard line. That's a positive gain of over 5 yards. We'll call it 6-yard gain. They're looking at 2nd and 4. Inside 4 minutes now, so time is an issue if they're trying to get into the end zone at least once before the end of this game, and I'd love to see the Panthers get on the board. Tight formation, 1 wide receiver to the left. And it's direct snap. Palmer with a lot of room to run in the middle. He keeps going inside the 20. And Caney Creek pulling all out of the stops. They got to get on the board, and they're doing what it takes. I must admit I was fooled for a bit, as clearly so were the Mustangs, as that run opened up a huge hole. And Palmer taking advantage of that, getting the first down for the Panthers. They are inside the 20 now, and at Magnolia West 18-yard line. 1st and 10. This is a handoff, has a lead blocker, finds the room on the outside, cuts it back towards the middle and gets it inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Another first down, so they're going to have 1st and goal from the 4. This is the best opportunity they've had all night to get on the board. You can feel the excitement in the stands as they're hoping their Panthers avoid the shutout tonight. With just over 2 minutes to play, the handoff goes to the left side, cuts it up, drops his shoulder, rocks the man backwards, and gets into the end zone for the first time tonight. Way to go, Panthers, on the board with their first touchdown. And that's what we were looking for. These kids are not quitting. They're running hard, and that was a hard-fought 4 yards. Dropped his shoulder at the end. Rocked the Mustang defender backwards into the end zone and took it in for their first 6 of the night. Looking to add a point here with the extra point. And the left-footed kicker is not able to convert the extra point. However, the touchdown is still worth celebrating. The extra point, truly not the most important part of that score. 42-6 is what we have right now. Caney Creek going to avoid the shutout tonight. And you just really got to like the moxie of these players. Something you don't always see in the professional ranks when games get out of hand, but these kids, they play tough. They make their parents proud, they make each other proud, and they make all the kids at their school proud of them. These Caney Creek Panthers can hold their heads high after tonight's game despite the score. As they have fought hard tonight. Take a moment to recognize our sponsors: Consolidated Communications, St. Luke's, Lone Star College, Richmond Realty Group, Sam Houston State University, Woodland Sports Medicine, and Safeway Driving. Thank you to all our sponsors. And thank you to all of you who join us on the Conroe ISD Athletics YouTube channel. I hope you all enjoyed the game as much as I have. This is the first game I got to call this year after having done a few last year. And the first here at wonderful Buddy Moorhead Stadium here in Conroe. Kickoff is high and a bit short, fielded at the 18, brought up to the 30. He has some running room, past the 35, brought down short of the 40. They're going to mark it at about the 38-yard line.
With the return. Coming up making the stop, number 30, Brandon Lewis for the Panthers.
We've got just over 2 minutes left in this game. It is 42-6 Magnolia West, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the ball here. In my mind, sportsmanship is important. You don't want to run up a score. You kind of want to work the clock here. And just take this game to the bank. Caney Creek after tonight is going to be 1-3 on the year and 0-2 in district play. They have Magnolia High next week at Magnolia. Magnolia West going to improve their undefeated record to 5-0 and 3-0 in the district, and they are at home next week against Waller. And if you're still with me, all the kids from Crier Intermediate, thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you bright and early on Monday morning. Mustangs get the ball. It's a low snap. Managed to get the handoff. It's run up the middle and gets up to about the 42-yard line. Second and 6. They are still throwing to the left sideline. Brought out of bounds at about the 35. And I'm not a huge fan of that. I probably shouldn't share my opinion too much. Although I don't understand why you don't just run the ball at this time and try to use the clock, although the clock is running. And they are bringing in another group for this final snap, it looks like. This will be their victory formation. Last snap of the game, 35 seconds left. Magnolia West going to leave tonight 42-6 winners. Caney Creek showed a lot of fight. The score doesn't do it justice. We can be proud of these Panthers, and good luck next week against Magnolia. Thank you all again for joining us tonight on Conroe ISD Athletics YouTube channel. Thank you to all our sponsors. I hope everyone has a great and safe weekend. Enjoy this beautiful fall weather here in Conroe, and be kind to one another.